Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Bahasham Haraka Kadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great news, so that surely do well. Salutation to each and every one of the Akim that push this without the sincerity and the truth. It's the brother Lamar again from GMS channel, coming to do another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, who be edifying towards the hopeful elect. Alright, the title of this video is concerning favoritism in camps. Alright, concerning just a little situation that I basically had to go through here, because in the camps, right, however the most size situated, some camps, big numbers, small numbers, whatever the cases, some brothers might like to hang out with some brothers more, in certain things. Certain brothers might prefer a brother in whatever the case may be. Alright, so just like a little small issue, right? Because concerning like favoritism, nothing wrong with it. Alright, so long as it's not partial in judgment, because as a camp, we're supposed to be as a unit, right? All of us working towards that same goal, right? Enter into the kingdom. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Don't want to make the video too long. I don't know if I have to go into a part 2. Alright, but just want to touch on few precepts to base my point on. The second is just chapter 5 and verse 22, because the Lord have favorites, right? Isn't that so? Right? Second is just 5 and verse 22. It says, "And my soul recovered the spirit of understanding, and I began to talk with the Most High again, and said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee only one vine, and of all the lands of the whole world thou hast chosen thee one pit, and out of all the flowers thereof one lily." Because according to the book of Genesis, the Most High made everything in multitudes. Alright, but this going on to show you that even the Most High, it have favoritism with the Lord, right? Which going on to the precept, we know that the Most High made 18 nations upon the face of the earth, and his favorite nation, alright, is the children of Israel, right? And within the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, he have a favorite tribe, right, which is the tribe of Judah, right? So out of the 12 tribes, he also have a favorite. It doesn't mean that he doesn't care for the all 12 tribes. He does care for all 12 tribes of Israel, but they are favorite. So it's the same thing. If it have inside a camp, and your camp leader, probably have 1 or 2 brothers that he preferred to be wrong all the time, nothing wrong with that. Alright, if that camp leader deal with them in a certain way, right? But so long as you know how to spread that love and that favor towards his whole camp, it is good. But if he prefer to more hang out because he and this brother might have more qualities showing, they have more in comparison, nothing wrong with that. Alright, you might want to be closer to the camp leader, and that is why basically you might be feeling away, or you might want to be closer to the second and third or fourth, fifth in command, however the camp is structured, but nothing wrong with that. Still show your love, alright? Because a brother might prefer to be wrong you more than he might prefer to be wrong another brother, alright? But so long as all of you have the same mindset to keep the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, alright? So let me just read on. "And of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled the one river, and of all builded cities thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself." Right? "And of all the fowls that are created thou hast named thee one dove, and of all the cattle that are made thou hast provided thee one sheep. And among all the multitudes of people thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people whom thou lovest thou givest a law that is approved." Alright, now we know for case and point right, as we learn from our apostles, right, going through the scriptures, that Yahushua's favorite disciple was who? John. All right, the disciple whom he loved. And we know that his heavenly Father's favorite disciple is who? Is the apostle Peter. All right, because why? He's the head apostle, right? So that is just to show you, hey, nothing wrong with it. All right. Let me see the next precept that I have here. 2nd Ezra 3:16. See what it says, right? Hey, yeah, come. 2nd Ezra 3:16, and unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee. Alright, so the Most High chose Jacob, our forefather, unto him, and put by Esau, and so Jacob became a great multitude. Alright, so yeah, that is just proving that there is favoritism with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Alright, so don't we made in the image and likeness of the Most High, so don't get vexed. Alright, just do what you have to do to please Yahweh Hashem Yahushai at the end of the day. Matthew 20 and 23, it says, and Matthew 20:20, then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, what wilt thou? She said unto him, grant that these my 2 sons may sit, the one on the right hand and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. But Yahushua answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, we are able. And he said unto them, ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. So it's concerning who the Most High favored will be able to sit upon Yahushua's right hand and on his left. Alright, so that is to show that that is also to show that the Father and the Son is not actually equal in power and in strength. Alright, because here the Lord put in also a difference. It is not mine to give, because who you would have put on the right hand? The one who you favored the most, and on your left also somebody you favored, and the rest would have been wrong here. Because when you watch most movies, alright, a king might have multiple children, but the one who sits on his right hand is who? The one who he favored. Alright, so hey, if everybody was basically equal or the same, guess what? The world would not go wrong. Then it wouldn't have diversity in a lot of things. Alright, and you have to be careful the way how you're thinking about certain things, because guess what? That could bring malice, that could bring envy. Alright, towards you. You might start to think about whoever it is it may be, right? Evil, right? Let me see, this is the book of Ephesians 4:31. Now I cannot remember exactly, just I was just putting the class together because I don't know really how to touch the topic. Alright, so hey, I basically through the Spirit and power about Shemeshai here with some precepts. Alright, Ephesians 4:31, it says, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Now just one point. Now one of the things that I was hearing that murmurings was going on, whatever the case is. Now for what I might fully understand the extent, right? Because when I asked the brother, matter of fact, I never really asked what he was murmuring about, right? But concerning the favoritism, whatever the case is, what I'm saying is, look, don't try to beat up on that, so long as it is not in judgment, right? Because judgment's supposed to be on a plain level, where even if you and the favorite do the same, both all is supposed to be punished according to a certain measure, just like how Yahweh punished David for his sins. And I'll go into that also. All right. in the book of 2nd Samuel. Because as I said, keep on pondering on them things, keep on murmuring about them things, and not even speaking about it could build up hatred in you towards a brother. Right now, this ain't the time for any one of us, right, to actually think evil of his brother, right? And 2 Samuel 12 verse 8 to 12, it says, "And I gave thee thy master's house." Now this concerning David, a man after the Most High's own heart, according to Acts 13 and verse 22, right? It says, "And I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives," plural, "and thy master's wives into thy bosom." So hey, this showing you that even having multiple wives, all right, is not a sin. You see, even the topic touching on different topics, right? "And gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah, and if that had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things." So you see, the Most High removed Saul from being king, and he put up King David as the king over his chosen people. It says, "Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of Yahweh to do evil in his sight?" So what did King David do? He did evil in the eyesight of the Most High. So what did the Most High do? Did he leave King David because he's his favorite? No. He ain't. It says, "Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife." All right, so he committed adultery plus murder, "and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken thy wife, the wife of Uriah the Hittite, to be thy wife. Thus saith Yahweh, Behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lay with thy wives in the sight of the sun." And this actually happened to King David with Absalom, his son. All right, so that's showing you, right? The Most High is not partial when judgment is concerned. Now, the real judgment for adultery is death, and the real judgment for murdering somebody is being put to death. All right. Now, what the Most High did, he still punished them, right? Still punish him, but in measure. All right, because he gave him still a space to repent. All right. Just like how all of us, because all of us committed adultery at some point in time. Hey, the whole world committed adultery, but the Most High winked at it. Also in a lot of things. All right. So just to show Jeremiah 30. And verse 11. It says, Jeremiah 30 and 11, "For I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to save thee. Do I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee?" So you're seeing, "Yet will I not make a full end of thee." So it's showing you that the Most High have favorites. All right. He said, though he put a full end to all the other nations, he will not put an end to the children of Israel. "But I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished." Those who the Most High love, those he chasteneth. Who is it is that go without chastening is considered a bastard child. All right, the book of Hebrews chapter 12 tell you that. All right. So as the point I'm trying to pull, hey, don't murmur if the people in the camp have favorite brothers, whoever the case is. You study to do what you have to do, because guess what? You as a man and Lord, you might have a favorite child. Now, people might think and say, nah, you can't treat one child better than the rest, but that's hypocrisy, because everybody have a favorite, and nobody ain't better than the Most High. But if the Most High is saying, hey, I have favorites, then who is you? All right, one child might do better than one child in next. All right, it says in the book of Second, let me see what else I have here on the pipeline. As I said, I really go through it, but I just take a little time to come and do the class. Right, 2 Corinthians 12:25, fear lest when I come I shall not find you such as I would, and that I shall be found unto you such as he would not, lest there be debates, envyings, wraths, strifes, backbiting, whispering, and swelling tumults. All right, so that is actually feeding that spirit too much. Fast. Hey, try to always love our brother unconditionally. All right, always keep that brother within thy heart and your prayers. Love all the akim as he's one unit. You might have a certain body part and all that you favor, that you love. All right, this is Deuteronomy 1 and verse 15. Now let me hear what the Lord had to say though. All right, because these are your first, your second, and third in commands, and even camp leaders should take this into consideration. Brothers who older, brothers who may have a little rank over the cases, to always hear the matters. The scripture said in 1 Corinthians 6 and 1, even we're going to judge the angels, so even these small matters we should be able to judge. Right, if a matter rise up between brethren, or whatever the case is, right, this brother might be your favorite and this one the least, but if the one who is your favorite in the wrong, you're supposed to scold and punish that brother, rebuke. All right, so this is what the Lord set up. Deuteronomy 1:15. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10s, and officers among your tribes. And I charge your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. Right? So it says what? Hear the causes between your brethren. So hear the both of them. Hear them out. Give each and every one of them a listening ear, and judge righteously. How you're judging according to the laws, the statutes and commandments, and according to whatever wisdom the spirit that Yahweh Shem Shai put on you to judge the matter. Alright, verse 17, you shall not respect persons in judgment. Right, neither the rich, neither the poor. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great, the favorite as well as the least favorite. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is the Most High's. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. So, going up the line, they're going to be having up the ranks. All right, camp leaders, the elders in the camp, right? The elders above them, then they're going to have the elders above them, and then we know the final hierarchy in Israel right about now is the apostles of Great Millstone. That be a lot of people claiming to be such and such in Israel when there's not generals and bishops and whatever the case is. Alright, and then the Most High will find if the matter too hard, even such, right, the Most High Yahweh Shai going and deal with that situation. Alright, so that's just my little touch on concerning favoritism in camps. Alright, so as I said, don't let that worry you, understand, because it might bring in malice and envy, or whatever the case is. Alright, and murmurings, and we have to stop that. We're coming down to the dying end. Do what you have to do. Alright, and with that, giving all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Bahasham Haraka Kadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that surely do well, and salutation to each and every one of the Akim around this world that are pushing this gospel in sincerity and truth to the sincere Aqua that listen in silence. So you guys say shalom.